How you doing, everyone? It's Kevin. I'm back with another video. One thing I love to do is solve problems. And the problem I have now with these nesting boxes is we're getting poop on the eggs. The chickens want to sleep in the nesting boxes. It's just a mess. I want to try to make it a little bit easier to collect the eggs without a bunch of poop on it. And I looked up these rollaway egg boxes. Like, the eggs just roll out. And I think I could build a couple inserts to put inside these boxes so we could solve that problem. Maybe not a lot of poop on the eggs. And I need to figure out how I can keep the chickens from sleeping in these boxes. Because every night I have to come out here and take birds out of these boxes and put them on the roost. So we got a couple problems to solve. Let's see if we can do it. So what I'm thinking is we could turn these into rollaway nesting boxes. I mean, they're set up pretty good. We probably got some chickens in here. We got one in here right now. She's getting out. We have no eggs in there yet. No, you go back. Go back. Well, anyhow, what I thought we'd do is pop the back off of this thing, build an insert that'll slide inside this box that will allow them eggs to roll out. It's awful noisy here in the hen house, I can tell you that. These girls are making a lot of noise. Now get back in there. So we're going to get some measurements on the inside of this box. Then we're going to see what we can do about building this. Come on, girl, you're going to have to get out of here. You just turn around, turn around, turn around. Now go out that way. Let me do the measurements. So it looks to be about, I want to do these right, I'm going to say 12 inches. It's 12 inches. We're just going to draw a little thing of the floor of this. 12 inches by, we'll do a measurement up here first. Now these boxes are a little shy of 12 inches. So I'm going to say 11 and 3/8. 11 and 3/8. 11, 3/8. They're probably wanting to lay eggs. Let me make sure we're okay. Okay, we're going to go 11 and 1/4 just to be safe. That one's a little shy. Now what I'm thinking is, if I take the back off of this and figure out a way that I can slide those rollaway bottoms in there and then put a new back on it. I think this is going to work. We'll see. We'll see what's going to happen here. Hopefully we could use the same wood and not have to buy any. So let's go to the garage and see what we can come up with. Yesterday I came in the garage, sat down and tried to figure out these egg rollers. As you can see, I got a mess. A little trial and error. I think I came up with something that I think might work. And this is going to be the shape of it. And this is just so I can stick it right inside of my nesting boxes. That goes right in the back of my nesting boxes. And I think it's going to work. So I did go out and try it in there, and it works good. So now we need to build another one, and I'm going to take you guys along to build the second one. The first one would have took us forever, and it did take me forever trying to figure it out. I got a couple screws in the end here, and I'll show you all this up close. And this is to raise and lower the front of that so you can get your egg to roll. So let me give you a little close-up of it. I'll show you what it looks like. Okay, Sophie, you can move over there just a little bit. There you go. Okay, this is what it looks like, and it almost looks like a paint tray. And a lot of people were using paint trays. I just wanted to build my own. So I had to put some sides on it, and then the next one, I did try this one in the box out there, and the next one side has to be missing, this side here. And that's just so our eggs don't roll out. But basically, it looks almost like a paint tray. The only thing is the paint trays are probably just a little bit different size than what I have here. Just a little bit. And I wanted mine to fit in there perfect. And as you can see here, we put the 2 screws, one here and one here, and that's to raise and lower the front of your box. If your egg's not coming out, you might want to raise it up. If it's coming out too fast, you might want to put it down. So, that's the first one. I'm going to build the second one with you guys, and then we're going to go out there and put them in. And then, I don't know, it's 5 o'clock, right around 5 o'clock now. Chickens are probably going to go ahead and lay their eggs before we could get these in here, but I'm going to try to get some of that on video where they're laying their eggs. I think that would be cool. I only have a little bit of an issue down in here. I got a pretty good sized dip here. I'm not so sure if this is going to work or not, because I don't want to break the eggs, but we'll see. You know, we'll just do a trial and error. If it breaks an egg, then, you know, we break an egg, but we can always put something down in here to raise this if we need it. I did roll an egg out of here and it didn't break, but there was no other eggs in there. You know, if I got 6 other eggs in there and one rolls out, is it going to break? I don't know. I thought about putting some kind of a padding down in here. I know they use like an AstroTurf on it, but I really didn't want to use an AstroTurf. But we'll see. Maybe I'll have to. So let's get started on the next one. The first piece we're going to build is going to be this piece in here. It comes back, and that's what this piece here is. It's exactly the same as that one in there. I cut this out of a piece of poplar wood. I knew it would not work because poplar is one solid piece of wood. Plywood is stacked layers of wood. And I want that stacked layer because this wood's going to break. We don't want to use this. I built this for a pattern so I could build as many of these as I want. So this is going to be the piece we're going to cut first. And how I got this circle right here was I took a compass and I got a 5-inch radius here for a 5-inch hole. And then I did a 6-inch hole. And that gave me a 1-inch strip around here. And this starts out at 1 inch here. And when it gets to this side over here, I thought it was 1.25 inches or 1.5 inches. Let me see. It's 1.5 inches. So we went from 1 inch to 1.5 inches. So we have a rise of a 1/2 inch. But when I put it in my box, that wasn't quite enough. So then I put the 2 screws in here to be able to raise it more. And I was going to build this one wider, the next one, but no. I like the screws because I can adjust the height of the front of this box to my liking. If that egg's rolling too fast, I'll be able to put it down. If it's not fast enough, I can put it up. So we're going to get started on the 2 pieces on the side, and that's going to be this right here. So the depth of your box will be from here to the inside of here. That's your depth. How deep your box is, so when you slide it in. So let's go ahead and get these cut out. I'm going to be cutting these out of, this is birch plywood. You don't have to use that. You can use any kind of plywood you want. As long as it's 3/4, because you're really going to need that 3/4 inch plywood. So we're going to get these traced out, and I'll be using a jigsaw to cut this bad boy out with. No big deal. We're going to cut 2 of these. And I'll keep this pattern hanging on the wall in case I want to build some more later down the road. Of course, you know me, I'm a hoarder. I don't like throwing anything away. And this took me a while to build this guy to get it the way I liked it. So we're going to go ahead and get these traced out here. We're trying to get as much of this wood as we can. We're trying to use up as much of this plywood. I have some more of this up there, but this will work just fine as long as I keep it from moving. So we're going to go ahead and get these 2 cut out. There's our first one. All it's got to be just clean it up with some sandpaper and it'll be good. Let's get our second one done here. Now I'm going to go clean these up on the sander and they'll be done. Nine 3/4 inch board we need over here. It's going to be an 1.5 inch board on this side and 2 1-inch boards on the other. So we're going to go ahead and get them cut and get this thing put together. The last piece I need to cut is one of these sides right here. And I'm just cutting it out of the old barn wood that we put in the barn dominium on the peninsula and on the pantry. And all I did was lay it down on its side and I traced it out and left it stick up 1/2 inch so the eggs don't go over the side. So we're going to go ahead and get this cut out and we can start putting it together. Okay, that's the last piece we needed. All our pieces are here to put this guy together. So let's get started. I'm going to be using a little bit of glue. I kind of like to glue this stuff and nail it. So kind of holds it together a little better. If you don't drop it. Okay, this thing is all nailed up now. So what we got to do is go ahead and put our wire on here. So I got me a piece of, this is a piece of scrap wire. This came from the old chicken coop from the neighbor's house. And we're going to go ahead and get this. It was almost a perfect size. So we're going to go ahead and get this guy mounted down on here. And all I'm going to do is staple it on. We're going to staple it. I think this will be fine. We'll put a lot of staples in it. Now they have a coated wire. They say chicken poop is very corrosive, so this will rot out in just a few years. Or maybe a year, I don't know. The wire that I put on this one was a much heavier wire. Same wire, but much, much heavier. You can see the difference in them. I do have more of that wire. I just didn't want to cut any right now. I want to see if these work before I go crazy on putting a bunch of money into them. I don't want to put any money into them if I get away with it. So we're just going to staple these bad boys on here real good. we'll bend this guy right down inside that loop, like so. Get down this side over here. One thing about it, if this doesn't work, we don't have a lot of money in them. We got a lot of staples in them. Look at that. Now we're going to bend this over. I think I know where we want to cut there. I'll go ahead and cut this off. And then this one will be pretty much done all besides that side piece there. We got to put this piece here on the side. Good enough. We're going to get this guy bent over here a little bit. Now this the egg will roll down in here. I'm just not so sure if I have it too deep. It's all trial and error. Okay, that looks pretty good. So now we need to put this side on. This piece here goes over here. We will not be putting one on this side here because that pan over there already has it. Okay, our side is on. I'll show you how these go in the coop. One sets like this, and the other one sets just like this. The only thing we have left to do is to put the two risers in that side, which are just screws. We'll go ahead and get them put in, and then we can take it out and try it in our coop. That's all there is to it. So I just put them about the same distance up. They should be fine. Let's go put them in the coop. Okay, so what we done is we just cut the bottom of the box, and our trays are going to just slide right up in like that. And this one should slide right up in like that. Now, I may have to find some way of holding it, but I think they'll work. I think these chickens are wanting in that box. I'm gonna move you guys over to the side, and we're gonna go ahead and do a trial run. If they want in there, I'm gonna let them in there. The only issue I thought maybe I might have is this hole being too big. I'm not sure. There's a chicken in there now. You can see her. I might end up having to cut a little piece of wood and put across there. So, we'll see. Now, all the chickens are rushing to use those two boxes. There's 6 boxes in there, but they really only use the 2 bottom 2. And as you can see, we have 2 eggs in there right now. I hung a piece of cardboard over the top, right there. I hung a little piece of cardboard over it. Then I took a t-shirt and cut strips on it. You could see it hanging right there. I want them to lay their eggs, and then I'll go back in there and work on it and modify it a little more to whatever I need. But we have 2 eggs in there now, so it's working. I don't think they like it at all. They're fighting over them 2 boxes right now. We'll see how this plays out. You can hear them up in there. I don't know why they don't use the next 2 boxes up.
I just, or there's 4 boxes above them. Maybe they're too high, I don't know. But we'll come back a little bit later and see if, you know, how many eggs we got in there. Okay, so I put a piece of cardboard over there to kind of block out some of the light, and then I cut a piece of old t-shirt and hung across there, and it looks like they're starting to lay in there, but they're starting to use the upper boxes now. So I think this is going to work. I think there's still some more work to do to it, some more modifications, but as you can see, we're getting eggs in there, and they are nice and clean, which I like a lot. So we're still able to get into these boxes by turning this down, and we got 2 chickens in there and 1 over there. So I think it's nice that you can see the eggs. There's still some more work to do to it. Okay, so you can see they're laying eggs in it. There's still some more modifications to do. I might get some small AstroTurf or something and put down in there. Just to give them something a little softer than the wire. I kind of didn't want that on there, but I'll see what I can find. And we'll keep you guys posted as I do. I'll do updates on this. See how it turns out. I think it's going to work. So far, it seems there's no cracks in the eggs or anything. So I would like to tell everyone thanks for watching the video. Don't forget to subscribe, leave me a thumbs up, thumbs down, or comment if you'd like. Till next time.